What's going on? What's going on to all my embracers? What's going on? What's going on to all my embracers?
We in the election world.
What's going on? What's going on to all my embracers? How's everybody doing tonight?
Great.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So, guys, long time no see. Thank you for my embracers for coming in, checking in on me. Everybody that has checked in on me, emailed me. Well, I've been on my little on and off hiatuses. I really do appreciate y'all. But I felt that I had to do this show tonight because there's so much misguided people out there running around with emotions and feelings instead of facts. And I just want to put it out there. I am not here to change nobody's mind. This is for educational awareness purposes only. So we will respect each other. And I guess we got to do this because, you know, some people don't have home training. So we have to be able to, we have to go over some rules and shit because I'm not the one. I really not. I don't want no drama. I want this to be a good experience for everybody. So, you know, we're just gonna go over, you know, the rules of engagement at the Embracing Grace channel. I don't know what everybody else is used to or what they've seen, but this is how we're going to do it over here. My mods know how to do their jobs and my co-hosts know how to do their jobs. First rule is no over talking anybody, especially moi, the host. Okay? So, and trust me. Then the second thing, we will have no sign language. And if anybody knows, you know, knows me, knows that I'm a Kevin Samuels for life fan, but we will not be shaming, insulting, making people feel guilty, or keep arguing a point just because you feel you need to be right. It's a conversation, people. It's dialogue, okay? And another thing is I want to stay on my 2-hour thing, so we're going to stay on topic. So as soon as you start straying, and I have a habit of doing too, you know, we could use a buzzword or a safe word, and, you know, you got to land the plane. You got to land it. And if you don't follow any of these rules, we have a 2-strike rule. Unfortunately, we do have to go through this, guys, because, you know, we have to have order. I want a good show, a smooth show, and I want people to enjoy themselves, be entertained, and I want to hear everybody's perspective. And I want to give a shout out to my guy all the way in Africa, John. Thank you for staying up. Thank you for always supporting me. I really, really appreciate you, King Libra. Thank you for tuning in. You checked in on real early. Jay, I see you. I see you walking in the door. Hang your keys up, and let's chill and let's talk. So first thing I want to do is let me introduce myself for any of my first embracers in here. My name is Grace from Embrace the Grace, and this is where we have the uncomfortable conversations, because when we know better, we do better. And I'm just trying to help people become better versions of themselves. I'm not here to preach. I'm not a saint. But anyway, you can find me here on YouTube. You can find me on TikTok, Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook. I'm all over these social media streets. I have my 2 guests already. Ray, I want you to introduce yourself. Tell people where we can find you. Then Jay, I want you to do the same thing, and we're gonna get right in it. Okay?
All right. What's up, everybody? I'm Reckless Ray Dinero, our business owner. I do crypto. I'm a crypto bro. Been in the space since 2013. I've got 2 things I've got 10,000 hours in. It's Bitcoin and home automation. So really good at both of those things. And yeah, you know, excited to share the perspective. You know, I get to do some stuff. You can find me at Reckless Ray Dinero or at Future Financial Strategies.
Now, ladies, you know, I do things strategically. I'm like, who can I have a good intellectual conversation? So I thought about it, went through it. I said, smart, financially stable, helps other people financially, knowledgeable, good looking. Got to get the eye candy, Ray. You know what I'm saying? We got to get the eye candy for the ladies. So, ladies, I hope you enjoy Mr. Ray. He's awesome. He's a good guy. Send him a snap. Send him a cash app. Support the channels. Support the great content creators, guys, because this is a lot of work. This is not, you know. So now my next one, JVJ, my A1 from day one, he was on my show on my first show, and we still rocking. Jay, go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell people where we can find you, and then we're gonna get right into it.
All right, well, yeah. I'll keep it short and sweet, man. Look, just go check us out over on Let's Talk with JVJ. Trying to grow, trying to build. Also, make sure y'all go check out the JVJ Network, where the content creators be. You know, Grace know about that, and hopefully, we can talk about some interesting topics, man. Let's go ahead and get into it.
All right, so gentlemen, tariffs. I have seen so much going on, so much emotions, people being scared, you know, just doing crazy shit, talking crazy. And I just like, you know what, let's just have the people are not even well versed on what tariffs are and what's the history of tariffs. So of course, everybody that knows me, I am going to give the educational side. I have my note cards, and we are going to go through it through conversation, but we're going to throw in race perspective. You know, Jay is military. He's on the other side. He's seen things. He's traveled abroad. So let's get into it. I'm gonna go around and I'm gonna ask you guys. Give me your perception, yay or nay. Are you for tariffs, and why? Go ahead, Ray.
I'm 100% for them. They're a great negotiating tactic. We are getting the short end of the stick from a financial perspective. The American dollar is being undercut out from underneath all of us, rich, poor, indifferent, regardless whether you're black, you're white. Inflation is a tax that we all have to pay. And it's actually stealing your future wealth for things today. So a lot of I don't even necessarily believe that the tariffs are going to stick around. I think we're going to end up at a zero basis with most places. And the only reason that we went this outlandish with it is because of the way that Trump negotiates. This was to get in front of China. This was a direct shot at China. That's who we're going after with these tariffs. Everyone else is collateral, but they stand in proximity. And this is basically you shooting up somebody's house at this point with money. Like,
exactly. Hey, hot sauce, how you doing? Shiesty Bomb, how you doing? You know, I know you're not on my team, but it's all good. We're gonna keep it right tonight. Okay. So, Jay, are you nay or yay for tariffs and your perspective?
Here, I'm actually I believe there are ways that you can use tariffs to benefit, but in the situation that we're talking about right now, I'm against tariffs.
Okay. Now I'm gonna peel it down a minute. What particular situation are you referring to?
Tariffs can be used as a political weapon to benefit the country and actually get decent agreements between countries, between trading partners. I believe it can be used in that way to benefit. As of right now, I don't believe it's being used that way. That could be my perspective. That could be my because perspective is however you perceive things. Like I can perceive something from the bottom of a mountain, and you can be at the top of the mountain. We can see two different things. But from my perspective right now, I don't believe it's being used the right way. But I believe you can use them in a way that can benefit whatever you're representing. Can they get to a point where they're bad? Yes. And I believe we're in the bad point right now because I don't think they're used the right way. But that's once again just my perspective.
Okay. Me, I'm for them. And it's not for sophisticated reasons like Ray said. I'm for them just because we need change. Nothing changes if you don't change nothing. And the path that we were going down was not favorable. Like Ray said, the rich, the poor, the middle class, we were going down the wrong road and we were lost and the car was breaking down. Like shit. The driver was senile. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and then they lied about him being senile. So I think, I don't want to use the word I feel, it's good for us. What's up, Travel One? How you doing? I think tariffs are good. They give us leverage. They're like Ray said, there is a bargaining chip. It's a trump card. Touche. It's a trump card because you know what? If you guys really do your research and really learn, but we've been getting ripped off for real. I mean, and I got my information. It's not good. It's not. Don't you guys feel like some of us are hamsters in a wheel, just going round and round and round, and nothing was changing? How long are some people going to be okay with that? And I'm the first one to say yes. It's going to get worse before it gets better. You know, people expect change overnight. This shit didn't happen overnight, and it's not going to get fixed overnight. And we are panicking. A lot of us are a bunch of panicking, and I get it. This is one main question, Ray, that I got for you before I get into the definition of tariff. What do you say to the people that keep throwing the talking point or the narrative that Trump is purposely manipulating the stock market and using the tactics of tariffs to manipulate the stock market? Because I get it. A lot of people have lost a lot of money. A lot of people have made money. Really break that down, but Ray, we gotta dumb it down too. You know, okay. Because I really want everybody on every level to really understand and open their mind and like really. Again, we're not asking you to change your minds or whatever. Just let's learn a different perspective. You're a stock market guy. You're in you know, you're in that. Tell me, how did it go for you when on off? Tell me, what is the purpose of all that?
So, I mean, I'll start at the beginning of listen to what the man says. He said that he is doing this for Main Street. He is not doing this for me. I don't benefit. I made plenty of money. The previous up until now, my portfolio is down 25% still right now, pretty much sweeping across the board.
Are you panicking?
No.
Why not?
No. Because times like these are when people get rich. So
wait. Can you say that again, Ray? I need you to say that for the people in the back and in the peanut gallery. What was that?
Yep. Times like these are when people get rich. And the caveat that I'll add to that, and the reason that I don't panic, this is where you find out who's actually good at investing. If you're panicking right now, you're probably not good at investing. I mean, that's just being 100% straightforward. Like, if the only time that you're good is when everyone's good, when the entire market's going up and we're all getting washed with money and money's cheap and it's easy, you're not good at this. It's just what it is. But Trump specifically said, I'm going to do what I need to do to make sure that we can have jobs. You don't have jobs. You can have all the cheap stuff in the world. If you don't have a job, it doesn't matter. It'll benefit me. Like, great. It doesn't even benefit you to have that cheap stuff because you're not going to have a job. So if
it's cheap or expensive, it doesn't matter, right, yeah. Ray? Okay.
Right. It all ends up expensive is what it is, because if you don't have a job, everything's expensive. So it all roads lead to Rome. And the other issue is, from a security standpoint, if we are not manufacturing things here, I don't know if you guys remember, is one of the most gangster things Israel ever did, in my opinion, with them pagers. that they gave to the Pakistani people, the Hamas people, and then they just blew them all up at random because they made them mad? We don't make any of our stuff, people. If you have your enemy making all of your stuff and owning all of your roads and owning your infrastructure within your country, who's to say that they couldn't do that with our cheap earbuds that are awesome that you get from Amazon? I don't know. Those things could all just go up. We could all just be headless. And we would have no idea, because if you can put explosives in a pager, you could probably put explosives in an earbud or an earbud case at minimum, because pagers aren't that big. And our enemies are making all of our things. So like, we need to start manufacturing some stuff, because if we're in this symbiotic relationship, that puts us at risk because we don't make things. They do make things. So from an infrastructure standpoint, that's another part of the reason that he wants stuff brought back to here. And we're starting to see those announcements. Hyundai's coming back. Honda is getting ready to end their plans for their plant that they were going to do in Mexico, and they're going to do it here. The steel industry is coming back. Those are jobs. It is not you don't live in a good society if you have to go $100,000+ in debt to be a debt slave the rest of your life to get a decent paying job. There are people who stuff has to be made. Houses have to be made. I'm in a trade. I'm not college educated. So like, I'm one of the dummies, and I'm worth more than most of you. Something's gotta give. Stuff has to get made. These houses have to be made. That pool behind me had to get put in.
But how, Ray? We are consumers. You see, I'm gonna ask the questions that the average dum-dum will ask. Okay, that's what I'm doing right now, because people don't realize how you think, how I think, how Jay think. I mean, we're consumers. And look at what Hot Sauce says. Manufacturing is not coming back. Sorry, Trump was a mistake. Sorry, guys. And I get it, Hot Sauce, but you don't have to keep saying it all night, because I'm proud to say it. I am a Trumpster. Okay, I'm not scared to say it.
Grace, make sure you make this known. Look. I'm against both of y'all, just so y'all know. So, like, for everybody in the chat, I'm against both of them. So, at least on the argument. So please don't rope me in with that. Just don't rope me in with that.
And that's cool, and I can respect that. It's people like you that I enjoy having conversations with. It's the ones that drain me, and all they want to do is talk about what Trump did. Let's talk about what he's doing. Jay, now I have a question for you. You guys don't think that I'm here worried too, waiting to see the shoe drops? But you know what? I was willing to ride on the boat of change. Again, and I'm going to say it all night. Nothing changes if you don't change nothing. And nothing was changing over there. It's the same bullshit over and over and over and over and over. So I said, we need change. So my next question for you, Jay, if manufacturing is not going to come back, and we are, I wrote it down, I think 39% of the consumption and in America and 26 global GDP. Okay, that's a lot, guys. And like Ray said, we gotta get the titty out the mouth. I mean, I'm gonna break it down ghetto-fied so everybody can understand. Do y'all not remember COVID? I lost the car because the car was sitting in the freaking dealership with a tank full of sugar, but because I couldn't get the part, the car started eroding and I lost the car. Do you guys not remember when we couldn't get medication, when we couldn't get anything? Because why? We're waiting for somebody to bring it to us. We have become so complacent. We have become so lazy. We have no survival skills. I learned that when I was working during COVID at the grocery store. Toilet paper, people. I told my son, we'll go outside and I hose you down. You just jump in the shower. We good. Call it a day. I'm a Gen X. We survived on the water hose and neglect. Come on, guys. But Jay, go ahead. Give me your perspective. Just piggyback on anything that we've talked about.
All right. Well, I thought you was gonna give me a question. But
Okay. Okay. Well, go ahead. Finish that thought, and I'll give you the question. Go ahead. Go ahead.
well, here you go. No, just give me the question.
Okay. So on top of what he said, and what Saul said, that we're all consumers. Why do you not think that this is doable right now?
Well, manufacturing is not coming back to the United States in the sense that people think of. Like the manufacturing that we're thinking about is during like World War II, where we had the women coming into the workforce and we were making things with our hands. Well, the powers that be, because this country has always been ran by the powers that be, the people that have. There's always a question of the haves and the have-nots. The people that had power during that time, they put the women into work because during the time, there was a time where we didn't make women work certain jobs. We didn't give them the opportunity to work certain jobs. But once we sent all the men over there to fight a war, it was like, no, we still need to make our money. So we're going to lobby the government to make sure that we can get women in here to work. But they realized something. And this is why I never will have a issue or a problem with a country like the United States outsourced their work. Yeah, you saw it too. Hold on, I got you. Yeah, there you go, Gracie, here you go. The United States, as a country and as the powers that be, decided they didn't want to pay their citizens. They would rather have cheaper goods than pay their citizens. So
when they outsourced everything, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, they outsourced all the jobs over there. But guess what? This was not a Democrat argument. This was not a Republican argument. This was a capitalist argument. This was to make money for the masses, well, for the people at the top. Consolidate. That's why we had a wealth gap that keeps increasing. But for people to think that manufacturing is coming back, we're in a technological age. Like, we all got to realize that. We're not, for the people that think they're going to be doing jobs, like they're going to be putting cars together. Motherfucker, you ain't putting no damn car together. It's going to be robots. Why do you think they're investing in AI so much? Why do you think they're investing in robotics? Why do you think they're investing in aerodynamics? All these different technologies, things that you would want to invest in right now, because that is going to be the future. They don't need you to do these jobs. I don't have an issue with China doing what they did, because the United States used China as a hell, you know how like you got a guy down the street that runs a shop, knows how to work on a car.
Mm-hmm.
You could go to him, but you know he's gonna charge you a price because he's certified, he's gonna do the job right. But then you got Ray down the street. Yeah, he a little weird. He might not show up on time, but he actually can fix your car. Like, he know how to do it, but you ain't got to pay him as much as you got to pay that mechanic down the street that you know has a legit job. Well, the United States went to Ray and paid Ray to do it. But one thing that the average Ray did do, and this is China, they actually started taking in information like, okay, how you build your cell phones? Okay, I'm going to hold on to that. Okay, how you manufacture your cars? Oh, I'm going to hold on to that.
And then they lie, they steal, they cheat. Mm-hmm.
It's not about lying, cheating, and stealing, because if that's the case, then you have to flip that same mirror to America.
Yeah, and I agree with you, Jay, because we created this problem. See, this is how I look at it. China is the spoiled brat child. And now Trump is finally trying to put his foot down, but he's let things slide for too long. And in turn, we created this monster, and now we want to pull the leash back. But we have that right as a country.
No, Grace, don't say China is the spoiled brat. China is not the spoiled brat. China is the person that you thought you could get over on, that figured out the game and got back.
We underestimated. You're saying that China, we underestimated them. Okay, I'll take that.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Rick, because I know you know where I'm going.
No. Yep. I mean, China's basically me. Like, it is what it is. It's like they're a central hub. That's how technology works. The one caveat that I'll say is, if you steal somebody's IP here, there are legal recourses for that. they can get at least paid back for that. When they steal stuff from other countries, China's just like, well, our courts don't recognize your right to this intellectual property that we stole. So that's not right. But yeah, everybody thought that they could take, because China was borderline when they went into manufacturing and became the manufacturing hub. They were in basically third world status. And that they were like, yo, we'll just basically slave labor this, like give us something to do. We got to start fixing our economy, because they had been socialists and they had starved themselves to death, basically. So they had to ingrain, because they still say that they're communists and they're socialists, whatever. They're not.
They are.
Because they are in a certain extent, but the only way that they saved their country was capitalism. They became capitalists in the way that they deal with everyone else so that they didn't starve to death. That's how they, 100%. Mao's China, they were eating each other. As soon as they came in, the next regime behind him was like, okay, we're going to keep the Communist Manifesto, but like, we got to figure out how to get some money in here because this isn't working. And that's when they started working with everyone else. And that's how they got strong in the sense that they are. Because the thing is, I understand that like most conservatives have this thought process that it's all capitalism or whatever. These are tools. And the reason that most of you fail on both sides of this line is because you don't understand things for what they are. There is a tool. There are certain things that should be capitalistic.
It's just a tool in the toolbox.
That 100%. And China's the first country that was a communist country that decided to use the other tool. And they've shown that like it's not just all communism or all capitalism. They went, we went communist until we almost starved to death. Insert a little bit of capitalism, but we're going to retain control interior. But exterior, we're capitalist. China is a capitalist country as far as their dealings with everyone else. They're playing the game. And
okay.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Land it, Ray. My apologies.
Oh no. And it's worked for them up to the point of like, the issue is, if you keep things super communist internally, people can still figure out ways to see what's going on outside. So they're going, hey, everybody else is getting to do whatever the heck they want. Why are we working hard and we can't? So they have internal strife. But that mix that they have is working for them. Like they've got us in a deal to where we just can't go full kinetic with them. We can't have a kinetic war with China right now. Like we could have just jumped straight into that and been like, China needs freedom, and we didn't. We're playing this tit for tat game, and now it's going to be a battle of attrition.
Here, check this. Can I respond to that real quick?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, real quick, and then I got something to say, and then we'll bring in hot sauce. Okay.
All right. Well, here, check this. China was a country that the United States tried to take advantage of. And I just want to circumvent, I just want to consolidate it real quick. They were a country that the United States tried to take advantage of to benefit themselves, and it ended out turning out the wrong way because that country actually didn't do what Africa did, like all those countries in Africa. They didn't do what they did. They learned from what they were trying to do, and they ended up using the American tactics against America to make themselves the second highest superpower in the country. And honestly, if you really want to get down to it, China is the number one superpower in America. They are.
Our military is, I mean, you're in the military. You're going to say that our military is not better than China's?
Think about what I'm telling you. Like you said, I was in the military. China is the number one superpower because the superpower is not determined off of your military force, but clearly they have more numbers. They have nukes just like we have. They have the technology. We get majority of our technology from them. They control the section of the world that produces all our chips, TCM. That shit is in Asia. We don't control any of that. That's why it was a big push when Biden was in there about bringing chip manufacturing back. Trump is on that same shit too. We need to bring that stuff back. But we can't be mad as Americans about what's going on right now. Now, what the real question is, our approach to fix it. And I will say, if I want you to change what you're doing so we can level the playing field, I will not come out and punch you in the damn face. That's not what I'm going to do. I'm going to talk to you first, and I will threaten you that I will punch you in the face. That's the approach is Like, look, can I at least put a warning out there? Anybody that negotiates about anything, because we have to talk about real negotiations. You're not just going to come out and do your threat ahead of time and hope that somebody comes around and agrees to your terms. You're going to threaten your action, but you're going to also hope that, okay, if I threaten you with this, you'll come to the table, we'll come to an agreement, we can probably meet 50-50. That's not what's going on right now. The motherfucker came out and punched the motherfucker in the face. And in this instance, this is where tariffs are bad, because the American citizens pay for it on the front end. There was no conversation with these countries ahead of time. He tariffed Canada, he tariffed Mexico. He negotiated the NAFTA deal that we have right now. So when you see these people looking like Canada and Mexico looking at him like he's crazy, it's like, dude, last time you were president, you negotiated a deal and we agreed to it. So as soon as you get back in, you're saying, fuck that deal I made with you. I'm tariffing you again. Come back to the table and negotiate with me. That's not how you do good business. And that's why I don't understand how people say a person that went bankrupt so many times is a good businessman, because you're seeing it on display right now. This is not any way. You wouldn't negotiate that way, Reckless. I wouldn't negotiate that way. And I guarantee Grace would not negotiate that way either. You would threaten somebody, but you would not put something into action until you actually talk to them.
I don't have
Ray, hold on real quick. Let me just get this off. With all that being said, but this is bigger than just money now. This is for national security. We gotta secure countries and release countries and secure countries to secure our nation. Do you know that China avoided a lot of tariffs by selling to Canada and Mexico and then bringing those same goods to the United States, but they took a shortcut and avoided what they were supposed to do? And that's why Trump came out at Mexico and China and said, oh, you want to play with China when you're supposed to be friends with us? Okay. So Trump said all bets are off and we're going to go back to the drawing table. It's not just about money, guys. And Ray and Jay and then I'm going to bring Hot Sauce and Mr. Best. Was good, fam. It's bigger than just money. This is national security now, people. We got nukes. 40 years ago, that wasn't available.
Grace, this is not about national
let Ray jump in.
Yeah, I'm about to say, it's not about national security.
It's part of it, sir.
What's the national security?
Strategically trying to align with allies, strategically trying to position yourself where you can protect your country and your allies, and China and Russia
protect them in
what
what
do you mean
way?
In what way?
It's
Protect
all about
the United
money.
States.
It's all about money.
Of course it's about money, but it's not only about money. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's not only. The majority part of it is.
Okay, what other way then? What are they trying to protect themselves with outside of money? What other ways?
National security, the borders.
I'm saying, what national security? What is the threat?
What do you mean? What is the threat? Look at the threat that's going on with. Look at the threat that's going on with. Hold on. The threat that's going on with the illegal immigrants and all these Chinese. Did you see how many Chinese illegals came to the United States? All of male military age. I mean, you got to look at not just the trees in front of you. You got to look at the whole forest.
What is the threat?
Ray, take this one for me. Take this one for me, please.
So you have,
and then we got to go to hot sauce and more, and
so they're okay. So basically, China sends the products to manufacture fentanyl down to Mexico. They basically give it to them. They don't even bill them for it because they know it harms our country, and it doesn't just harm our country from the bottom up. They don't care about what's going on in the hood. There's a reason that fentanyl was directly placed in rich areas like this one that I'm sitting in. There's that flows through Mexico. Canada also apparently has a loose border. I don't know as much about that one as I do about our southern one, but our southern border became very permeable under the last administration. It's So if you're looking at it from a national security perspective, they're going, yo, you're letting people into our country. If you don't fix this, we're just going to make you give us money so that we can have the money to pay for the problem that you're causing in our country. Also, it's literally a subversive, passive aggressive attack on our country. Like, we don't ship drugs into China. We're not giving people on China's borders stuff to ship drugs.
Hold on, hold on, don't rebuttal. Hold on, Jay. I gotta get hot sauce in. Hot sauce. What say you? And nice to see you. I'm glad you're up here. You know, why do you think tariffs are a name?
So first, thank you for letting me up. Salute to the
Absolutely.
Panel. And hey, first I want to say, man, hey, I was a Trumper. You know, we're both Wharton guys. And you know, I gotta support the home team. So I was a Trumper, but lately, his action and his plans are just not making sense. I don't see tariffs bringing wealth to the middle class. I don't see tariffs as a way to reduce the deficit, because that's what I think his overall plan is.
Because tariffs bring revenue.
Yeah. So instead of raising taxes, we can do tariffs. And then you're going to tariff everybody. I think that's a horrible idea. I think the Golden Visa plan was absolutely brilliant. Selling for $5 million, bringing in businesses and jobs. I think that was the route to go. But I can live with tariffing China, but I can't live with tariffing China and Mexico at the same time. That's gonna destroy the middle class, because between these two locations, that's everything. That's everything in your house.
So
right.
So question.
So, but please let me land here. Yeah. And then on top of that, we're alienating our European allies. On top of that, right? Europe is absolutely pissed with us, because I get it, right? The proxy war with the fentanyl, fine, I can give you that, right? Tough on China. That's technically nothing new, because he's been that way with the first term. But to just kind of outright blanket, I'm America, we can just tackle the world. That's where we're getting too much into bravado, and then we're leaving strategy. And that's where I have to get off the Trump train. And I'm going to say this as well. We're still the number one power, but it's going by 2030, right? It's going, and there's a thing of letting go of the reins gracefully, and we're just not doing that, right? Because it's going to happen. Everybody has their heyday. There is no empire that the sun never sets on. It's America's time, so we can do it gracefully, or because there's never going to be another hegemony, right? And this is what I'm going to drive it home.
We got to keep it to 5 minutes. Like, we got to keep it to 5 minutes if we're going to make this 2-hour thing work.
I'm driving home here. We sanctioned Russia, right? Russia and Venezuela. That inspired BRICS. All we're doing with this tariff is setting up another financial system where they're going to say we're never going to have a hegemony again. We're going to start trading and buying in our own currency, which is going to hurt the stock market, because all international trade was done in US dollars. Now it's down to 70%. Well, 72%. That's going to hurt the dollar, right? And then buying oil, now you can buy gold and stuff like that. So, at the end of the day, all we're doing is pushing people to a more flat management where it's not going to be any more superpowers. Maybe that's a good thing, maybe not. But there is something to say to bow out gracefully. And I think, and everybody's saying it's national security, but if we're being honest, it's not. We're understanding that we're losing power. It's not about national security, it's we're losing hegemony. And I'll pass the mic on that.
Grace, you're on mute. You're on mute, Grace. Grace, you're on mute.
Okay, I get what you're saying, Sauce. I mean, Best. I want you to go. I get what you're saying, Sauce, and I'm gonna build on that. But go ahead, Best. Thank you for coming, sir. I appreciate you. I see you, and come through. What say you?
Am I able to stream on my channel?
You should be. I didn't take it off.
I don't know
Let me
because
see.
I don't know if YouTube snipe. Mr. Best, did they snipe you on YouTube?
I think they may have. I'm gonna back up. Give me a second.
I mean, you were on, and I didn't take it off. While you're trying to figure that out,
Y'all go ahead and do your point, man.
I'm here.
You go ahead and do your talk point.
go ahead.
Yeah, I could talk and do that at the same time.
Go ahead.
My whole thing is this, you know, and I'm not trying to be mean or facetious when I say this, but niggas deserve Trump, man. All right, I'm talking about niggas. I'm not saying hardworking indigenous people, right? You know what I mean? Grace, I gotta keep it 100. Niggas deserve Trump. They do. Niggas. All right. Not hardworking people from the diaspora. Not people like JVJ or me or you or Mac or Reckless Ray or Hustle. But niggas deserve them because niggas want to be out here doing the most. Niggas want to be out here destroying property and shooting each other and drinking too much and twerking at little kids' parties and in the church and all that. You know what I mean? And just hurting each other and not building a community. That's what niggas do. And then when people who really do care about the community or really do care about people try to do something, they are basically treated like trash.
Yup, they're ousted.
Trash. Yeah, and that's the problem. Hey, Biggie. And they sniped me again. I don't know why they sniped me again, but whatever. So with that being said, like, you know, I'm gonna have to check my YouTube studio, but yeah, like this is what's happening. So, you know, things that happen to us in our economic climate is due to the public a lot of times. It's due to what the public has done. It's due to what people in the public have done, and you know what I mean. And that's really the bottom line to it. You know what I mean? I know a lot of times we may want things to be certain ways, or we may not agree with all of Trump's politics or procedures, and that's fine. Because I don't agree with everything he's doing either.
True.
You know what I mean? But for the most part, Trump is a product of the American environment. You know what I mean? I'm watching a show with Daredevil, and the dude that's playing the Mayor Fisk, who's really Wilson Fisk. If anybody watching the Daredevil series, I know what I'm talking about. He's a product of the environment of New York. New York made him what he is. You know what I mean? And it really feels like that's a real thing for real. That's how New York really is, though. Like, that show is really true to how New York is for real. So Trump is what we created. We created him. We created him as a society. And now we're living with our creation. And I'll end there.
Thank you for that.
Who created the
appreciate
niggas?
Ooh.
Because I took offense to that. Who created the niggas? If America created Trump, who created the niggas?
Southern Americans.
Confederate. Remember,
I knew it was gonna happen. It took a while.
JVJ, I didn't lump you in that group. I said you not.
I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. But a nigga is anything that's black. If you actually have dealt with,
no,
yes, it is.
No.
Guys, let's stay on topic.
No, it's not. I'm not putting out great leaders in that group. I'm not putting out great politicians.
I understand that we can see. Look, that's the problem with the conservative side, and I'll say that till the cows come home. And I'm not on the liberal side. I just understand what I see. They will say this is a good Negro. That's a nigga over there. At the end of the day, they're black. And if it comes down to it, that's why you notice that the Republican Party has never put up a black vice president or a black presidential candidate. Have y'all ever noticed that?
Wait a minute, I'm confused.
Hold on, let me ask you. Hold on, let me say this, right? I'm gonna say the statement, and I'm gonna land here because I want Marcus to do his thing. In every group, they're outcasts, right? Grace will tell you, in the Italian community, there's outcasts, right? When the show Sopranos, the show Sopranos was the #1 show on HBO. The Italian community came out and law and said that does not represent us.
Talk about the point that I just said. The Republican Party that you're advocating for has never.
Distinction, and other coaches will tell you the distinction between those who are degenerates and who are taken away from the community and are criminals, and those who represent that community.
You got a felon in the White House right now. What are you talking about? They don't care about that.
Of course. Yeah, but we elect our representatives.
But they're all crooks. They just haven't been caught and convicted. Look at the bullshit.
What about the people that
they just got Trump? And by the way, to let you know, Jay, we haven't had a black president either because Obama's mama's white, so he's mixed. And then Koala, she wasn't black either.
No, you can't say that, Grace, because white people told us that there's a one drop rule. And if you got one drop of black, you black, he's black, his daddy's black, and that's how we operate. He's black.
That's the problem, though. That's the problem, though. You guys moved the goalpost because you'll tell
nobody moved the goalpost.
I don't agree with you.
You'll tell me that I'm white. You'll tell me I'm white.
Real quick. Black people didn't move the goalpost. White folks set the standard. They told us there was no such thing as black, white, Asian, none of that. White people made that standard. We didn't make the standard. They did. So, you used to be judged by your ethnicity. You were Irish, you were German, you were those things. White folks made the standard of you're white, you're black, you're all of those.
So, no, it was just white and black because it was a class denomination. If you're going to quote the history, quote it accurately, my friend.
Well, they call Asian folks yellow.
You were either white, black, which meant that Mexicans were black.
Would it be Oriental?
Orientals were black because they didn't have property rights. So we're the only ones who want to be ascribed to the struggle of just being the bottom. We chose a class denomination that's the bottom. So, there is a differentiator there.
Remember, you just jumped over the fact that we were not the ones who made a class system.
100%.
They
agreed.
did.
I agree with you.
They did.
And 5 places, in 5 places specifically, let's be honest, 5 places do white and black people exist. America's one of them.
Yes, but they discriminated against Asians for a reason. That's why we had the anti-Asian hate bill.
Yeah, because they was black. They were black.
No, they didn't consider them black. They consider them. I was in the military and I know about the military. They first started doing it against the Japanese because of Pearl Harbor. And then they put them bitches in internment camps. The same law that Trump is using right now to kick motherfuckers out. That's when they did that. Then it became Chinese.
I'm going back to when you said they created white and black. Those were the only 2 things. Black meant you couldn't own property and you didn't have the same rights as a white person because Irish people were also black when they first came here. They didn't have property rights. They had the same classification. They got given whiteness later.
No.
Those are facts.
They didn't get proven as
they came here as slaves, bro.
No. Listen. I agree that Irish and Italians did not come over here as full-class white citizens, but they were treated better than blacks and whites. They were not considered black. That's why when they actually gave them citizenship, they gave them the jobs of mayor, police, things of that sort. They gave them an opportunity to come into the workforce and be something. They did not consider them black because black people were still black.
All right, guys, hold on. I need a moment. Okay. We have to have a moment, guys. Support the channel, like, subscribe, and share because we need to support it. So just do me.
All I see, all I really want to see is the. I don't really need a D, I need the. I got bands in the coop, bustin' out the roof. I got bands in the coop. All I really want to see is the. I don't really need a D, I need the. Throw it up.
We just need a little break, drop a cash out, support, Embrace the Grace and the other great content creators. But let me get Marcus in here because we're getting off topic. This is not about race, guys. This is about tariffs. So once Marcus goes, and I'm going to go into my notes. It's time for notes. Go ahead, Marcus. What say you? Are you for or against tariffs that's going on right now? Hey, Braxton.
Hey, how's everybody doing? Hope everyone's well. For the record, I'm considered a quote unquote, NIGGA because of my backstory, my parents, and all that kind of stuff. So they always call me the N-word all the time. And I got, black blood in me. Shout out to JVJ. He my brother from my mother, from another mother. Shout out to Bez Hot Sauce. What's up? You gave me the finger. Salute to you too, man. What up, Reckless Ray? Hot Sauce and Grace, thank you for having me.
Absolutely, sir. Good to have you.
Yeah, I mean, the overall concept and the definition of the tariff itself, I am for, especially if other nations or countries have been taking advantage of us to a certain extent, with the taxing and, the whole, fiscal year amount of money that is made yearly, annually. I think at some point we were always known as the nation, the world's global police, and our services to help everybody else out. And I talked this before with JVJ. I think that's the issue with America when it comes to this whole tariff issue. I understand there's going to be pros and cons to it, as is anything that's going to be worth it in the long run. I think people now, especially nations over there, overseas and stuff, they will either make deals with themselves to not work with us, which I understand that can be a possibility. But I think we need to start bringing back certain manufacturing jobs here as part of that whole tariff. I know minerals and other goods or other trades that we can get can help us out more in this country. It used to be like that back in the day. I mean, there's people on this panel that are older than me that saw the other older lifestyle before me, how it was back then, certain consumerism, certain, taxation of products, certain stuff that offered certain jobs. I think the tariffs in itself can help maybe alleviate that, maybe balance it. We could take some hits, which I think we have been, but in the long run, I think the tariffs is a good thing, in my opinion, just to keep it. I don't want to long stroke it because I know you guys are having a passionate conversation. I don't want to interrupt you guys, but go ahead, keep talking.
Okay, so now we're going to get into it. What is a tariff? Let's really get into it. This is the Webster's definition. A tax imposed by government on imported goods, often used to protect domestic industries and jobs. My dad used to say growing up, you guys, and the reason I'm so patriotic is because of my dad. God bless his soul. 4:30 in the morning, or up before the rooster with his trumpet, and we had to all get up and salute the flag. And I mean, he was bad, but he also taught me something, guys, that you gotta make a move, even if it's the wrong one. But you gotta make a move. You can't just be a lump on the log. And I think that that's what Trump is doing right now. He's making moves. And are they perfect? No. Some are going to be wrong? Are they going to fuck up? How, the other side wants to pick on a clerical error? Oh, y'all fucked up. So we took thousands back to their country, but we messed up on one. And it's already, and just to let you know, guys, it's been confirmed that gentleman was MS-13. And China has already called up the White House and they're ready to negotiate. Yeah. Okay. We'll see. But anyway, the tariff are not in our favor. We truly have been ripped off. Tariffs are necessary. It brings the government revenue. It protects domestic industries from foreign competition. And I'm going to break it down to you because some people may be too embarrassed to say that they don't know this, but let's go over what an export is. See, this is what I'm about, guys. I'm trying to explain things to people because a lot of people be talking shit and don't know what they're talking about, and they don't even know what an import or export is. So let's go over it, guys. Let's embrace this.
Hey, Grace, can I just say this real quick before you say that? Just to give the concept. I understand that it can protect American companies that do business. The problem is you have to accept the fact that most American businesses import their goods. About 75 to 90% import.
And I agree with you, but we're trying to change that. That's why we're trying to get the shit in Ukraine. You know what I'm saying?
But you're going to hurt them in the process of bringing manufacturing back.
Hey,
who? Americans?
Yes, Americans.
Okay, but it's gonna get worse before it gets better. It's gonna happen. Every time there's a change or something, there's gonna be collateral damage.
Okay,
and I got something. Go ahead.
Then Trump couldn't say he was gonna come in on day one and make things better when he was gonna come in on day one and make things worse in the hope that things will be better later. Because his promise was, I was gonna make things better on day one. He was gonna end the war in Ukraine, still going on. I was gonna end this war in Gaza and Israel, still going on, and I was gonna make the economy better, still getting fucked up.
Okay,
So
but let's take a look at what he is doing. Because just because he said, is that realistic? Is that realistic that he's gonna make everything better? And one day we all know he can talk shit. He's from New York. I mean, come on, we gotta learn how to filter. Is it reality that he can make change in the first day?
So what did you vote for him for then?
I voted for him because of what he's doing right now, and I voted for him because of my son and my son's kids. Because I'm not down with the Transformers bullshit. That's why I voted for Trump. Okay?
The economy up, fucking the world up.
It was already fucked up. The economy was already fucked up. People complaining, high prices. You've been paying high prices for 4 years, and y'all didn't say shit. But now because Trump is in there.
So let's say higher prices.
It's gonna get worse.
Hold on. Wait a second. Wait. JVJ, do you know how tariffs work? You seriously think he puts 100% tariff on something from China and the product that you see goes up 100%? We haven't even seen prices change yet, for real.
I work at a grocery store. I
know how tariffs work, and I want to explain it to everybody how tariffs work. I want to tell everybody how tariffs work real quick. Like, the United States has, and Grace, you kind of alluded to it too. The United States
soy sauce
on the country. They put a tariff on the country. Okay, whatever you import, we're gonna tax it. The country that's sending the goods over here, they don't pay none of that fucking shit. The companies that buy that shit from them pay it before they get those products. So it's like, you bought $100 million worth of shit. Yep. Okay, guess what? Before you can get your shit, you got to pay this tariff on it. And we already know what all companies do. It was the same reason that the people on the right argued against a federal minimum wage being increased. Because if you increase the wages, you got to increase the price. So pretty much there's a tariff that increases the price of what they're buying that they want to sell. So to recoup that money to meet their bottom line, they have to raise prices. And even if it's just a scare, because think about it, people say the prices haven't kicked in, the tariffs haven't kicked in. Why the price of eggs went up? Because of the bird flu.
Because of the bird flu. The bird flu.
No. It's because people got scared. No. It's because people got scared because you know why?
No, sir. I worked at a grocery store, sir, for 11 years.
The United States does not import 100%. Does not manufacture.
One mic, guys. One mic, please, so we can hear.
United States. Let me just say it real quick. The United States does not produce 100% of their egg intake. They do not. And it's not even 50%.
JVJ. So what I was gonna say was we killed all the chickens. So and with that, if you go to Target here locally, our Target carries local farm eggs. There's like a big
here in Georgia too.
Didn't kill their chickens, and Target's eggs are higher than the farm's eggs right now because we killed all the chickens. The price on the farm eggs did not change. No, everyone's not raising prices. Literally, the people who are affected by that, but we did kill a bunch of chickens.
What is the first rule of any company? What's the first rule of any company?
Is there anybody else that's
I think Hot Sauce wants to say. Hot Sauce want to say something?
Yes, I would love to say something if I could.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, my Oriental friend.
So the reason why, one of the reasons why eggs are so expensive is because when Trump, and this is another reason why I got off the Trump train, is because when he made promises to the farmers, right? He made promises for the farmers for the subsidies. They didn't get it. Also, because of sorghum and soybeans are the number one feed. Because I have a commercial farm. I have a commercial chicken farm. Soybeans and sorghum are the number one ingredients in animal feeds. So the reason why your eggs are so expensive is because the price of soybeans and sorghum going up. Because China stopped buying soybeans and sorghum from the U.S. after the tariffs, and then they start buying it from Brazil. So now growers are now
The tariffs just started. The price of eggs have gone up 3-4 years ago.
Hold on. Even though tariffs was just started, China stopped buying sorghums and soybeans months ago. You can check
and tell them about the fertilizer. Tell them about the fertilizer too.
Months ago. So now producers are making other stuff. So now it's more expensive to feed chickens. So now the egg prices are more expensive. And here's my thing about tariffs and why it's such a bad idea. Most small businesses are getting stuff from China, especially your e-commerce guys, your jewelry guys, right? There's nothing that comes in the U.S. right now that China doesn't have some hand in. And the people that are going to suffer from it the most is small and medium-sized businesses. And majority of the country works for small and medium-sized businesses. Not everybody works at big corporations. And this is why tariffs is going to be such a bad idea. Because even though we understand the definition of tariffs, but tariffs and sanctions are actually used not so you pay the price. It's actually used so you don't buy the product at all.
Mm-hmm. I'm on a hot sauce.
The problem is there's no domestic option, and that's
There's
why
nothing else you can turn to. That's what we buy. We outsource all our shit.
Right. See, that's the thing, because tariffs is designed so that you buy locally. It's for protectionism and nationalism. But the problem is we don't have any other options.
That.
And I'm okay with tough one. I'm okay.
So what was the last administration doing? Because at least somebody is doing something. The man hasn't only been in office for 88 days. Okay, 88 days. Let me finish, sir. And you guys expect miracles, but we didn't say nothing when somebody who was incompetent, holding the nuclear football, falling, tripping, couldn't remember nothing, falling asleep in meetings, it was okay. But now we got a man he's making a move, even if it's the wrong one.
Grace, he was criticized.
Hold on.
Yes, what about them? They criticized Joe Biden every damn day. They criticized that man.
And they lied every damn day that Joe was competent.
You should be used to it. Trump in office now.
So then you should be used to it. You should be used to Trump.
Hold on.
And I still
Go ahead, Ray.
Look. I just looked it up since apparently none of you have freaking Google. The price of eggs peaked under the Biden administration to $8.17 wholesale at peak. It's $3.08 right now. Wholesale.
Hold on. I know you're lying because I actually have the number. Show the numbers.
I was going to mention this too.
Show the numbers because I got them right here.
I was going to say this too. I've been in California.
Y'all drop a cash app because this is getting juicy. Drop a cash app.
Oh, I'd love to.
I'm in Cali, and the price of eggs hasn't gone up. They've stayed between the range of the depending on the size amount. It's anywhere.
I'm in Georgia, and they've come down.
Yeah, $5 to $6 to maybe $10 to $11 for depending on what count of eggs you're getting. That's
you have unnumbered. That's right now, bro. Like I guess you're smarter than AI. Your numbers are better than AI.
Yeah,
They can search the entire internet.
I'm just looking.
I'm just saying.
I'm gonna share it. I'm gonna share it right here. Reckless put this up here right here. So enlarge it for us.
Can y'all help the pixel?
Now here you go.
Pixel.
He enlarged it. Matter of fact, here you go. I got you because I know exactly what you're showing. I'm just going ahead and show this because people need to see it by actually the status of what's going on. Y'all see that right there? And I'm gonna enlarge it. I'm gonna enlarge the whole screen for you. Okay. It shows you the date. It shows you the date and time. All right. When did Trump come into office?
It gets serious over here, guys. Drop that cash.
What date did he come into office?
January,
January 20th. 88 days from today.
All right. Here you go. The price of eggs. January what?
20th of 2025.
All right. Here you go. We got January 20th right here. Right. Well, here I'm stuck in between.
That's around the time we
21.
killed all them chickens, right? Like,
No, we killed the chickens. Like, look, like, I'm not even gonna trip on that because you know what the funny thing is, he didn't want to admit that we had bird flu. This is the same guy that didn't want to admit we had bird flu.
That's fair.
Okay,
that is
but
fair.
I'm cool with this. I'm cool with this. I'm just gonna hit him with the same thing he tried to throw, the same stone he tried to throw at somebody else. I'm gonna hit him with it.
Okay,
but there you go. January 21st. We see right now the egg prices at $6.55. They climb. Now, here you go. Where did we start doing the tariffs? When's the first time he said he was going to threaten the tariff? Check the date.
March 27th, I think.
March 27th? Look it up.
I think. Hold on.
I'll check. Let me check.
Okay.
I'll pull it up. I'll ask.
Because we all need, and what you call it, I love that you use Google. I love using Google because it helps out, even though I know some people say they don't believe Google no more. I love it because you can track a lot of the.
Well, what I was going to say was you should honestly, and this is a pro tip for everybody, you should use Perplexity. It's better than Google because it's got AI in it, so it checks all the internet for you.
So, AI kind of disrupts our YouTube channels too. So AI has faults.
February 1st, Trump ordered 25%. The first tariff was ordered February 1st.
Okay,
25% tariffs on all goods from Mexico, Canada.
Let's check February 1st. Let's check. Yep. Oh, here you go. We right here. Look, February 5th. So you say he did it February 1st. So February the 3rd, we were up. February the goddamn 5th and the 4th. Well, the 4th and the 5th, we were up. So it probably kicked in and it dipped on the 7th.
But
so then it went back up.
So here's a legitimate question, Jay. Do tariffs, if you throw in a tariff, does that mean the TVs that are sitting in the warehouse here, the price goes up on? The tariff
no. I want people to
comes over the ocean.
I want people to really truly understand something. Trump has been pump faking. He's been pump faking for the longest. He threatens tariffs. It causes. Matter of fact, I'm not, Grace. I'm saying you want to get to all the nitty gritty. I'm just gonna go ahead and just jump to the end. What Trump is doing is benefiting the people that were sitting behind him at the inauguration. The Mark Zuckerbergs, the Elon Musk, the richest people in the world. Trump is pump faking on these tariffs so American citizens, the average ones like me and you, sell their stocks ahead of time because they feel like the stock is going to fall.
If you choose to, you're panicking. You're being a panicking.
Listen to what I'm saying. Grace. He is tricking these people into making an emotional decision, like you're saying, Grace, emotional decision, because they feel like what he's going to do is going to crash it. That's why the stock markets keep going down. But then these billionaire friends that are in the White House, that are right next to him, is like, look, I'm going to tell these motherfuckers I'm going to do this. All these fuckers are going to sell their shit. And guess what? Y'all could buy up all the goddamn stocks at cheap ass fucking prices. And that's what they did. I even put out a video about it. The other day. And I don't want nobody to try to sit here and try to tell me I'm lying because I can show it to you. Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg, the day that Trump said, and this is the last one, not the first one, because they done did it multiple times. The last time Trump said, no, I'm going to pause these tariffs. These motherfuckers made over $30 billion goddamn dollars in one fucking day.
Okay, but you're telling me that the other side, your girl Jasmine Crockett forgot to tell the government that her grandmother died, and she's been collecting $2,600 a month for the past 16 years. So you're saying to me that the other side don't make money for themselves, all the kickbacks from the money that we sent to Ukraine? I mean, what are we doing here?
Grace. I want you to listen to the argument. Before everybody go, just say this real quick. I don't give a fuck about anybody calling out Democrats, but don't call out a Democrat to defend a Republican.
That's a very important question. You said, so what is Trump supposed to do, right? So here, this is why I was on the Trump train at the beginning. He pledged $1 trillion for the AI race, right? He pledged $1 trillion for the AI race to be the lead in AI. America's supposed to be the lead in AI. With that, golden visas, bringing bringing foreign investment back to America with foreign entrepreneurship, bringing standing up foreign businesses with that, right? These are the things that he ran on. Subsidies for farming with that.
It's only been 88 days.
Okay, fine.
How many things do you expect him to do in 88? I've never seen a president do so much.
I expect him to do one of those things instead of doing tariffs. How about that?
I expect him most to do it.
Well, it's on his agenda. Right now his priority. But let's get back to this, guys. Let's just get back to this because we're kind of going out of stray and we're already at 40 hour and 15-minute mark. So real quick, what it is an export is when a country sells it domestically produced goods or services to buyers. An import, when a country buys goods and services from a foreign country, which leads to an outflow of funds from the importing country and it generates income for the government. The impact on the trade balance. The value of the U.S. import along with its export determines the balance of trade, which is the difference between a country's export and imports. And that's when everybody hears, that's when a trade deficit occurs. Guys, I mean, come on, China's been, and I hate to be so cruel, but I want to make you guys really understand it. Been fucking us with no KY jelly.
Man, look,
And we've allowed them. And we've allowed them. We've allowed them to do that.
You can't get mad if somebody punch you back. You can't get mad if somebody
And now we're punching back. We're taking America back.
Yeah, but you can't play victim. You can't play victim.
We're not playing victim. We're standing business. Trump is standing on business. China is coming to the table, guys. China can't be without us.
Here. I've got the data. Japanese.
Go ahead, Ray. Go ahead, Ray.
Japan is expanding, 30% expanding, 20% exploring expansion into the U.S.
Italy was here today, Ray.
Shifting or expanding U.S. production to avoid tariffs. Some major corporations such as Johnson & Johnson, which are U.S. companies, are bringing manufacturing back to the U.S. When we say that nothing's happening, like, yeah, I understand that, like, most of you live in a microwave generation where you think that, like, oh, you just say this and then stuff just happens. Like, you can't just build a warehouse. You can't build a manufacturing plant. Like, we got one of the big chip makers. Panasonic opened a chip factory here where I'm at. Stuff is happening.
Listen to what you just said, Ray. And I ain't trying to be mean.
Yeah.
Majority of the things that you quoted out. Yes, they promised, they said that they were going to do this. Majority of it. And you can literally say this. And I bet money. I want you to be 100% honest with me. 99.9% of that shit ain't happening. People said they'll do it. 99.9%.
How long does it take to build a factory then? That's the question.
Exactly.
You're being disingenuous. It ain't happening.
Okay, yo. Ray.
It's only been 88 days.
No. Ray, you say I'm being disingenuous. I consider it actually a true promise when you break ground. I consider it something true when you actually buy the plans to do it. They have done none of that. They just
That's not true. You've got a lumber yard that's already up and running doing lumber. We don't even make nuts and bolts, guys.
The CEO of Hyundai literally flew here and gave a press conference saying it. Like, it's not just like he tweeted
it. That's fine.
No. And Jay, just to be full disclosure, I will give you that. Of course, playing the game, they could go, oh, well, we're going to see if we can wait this out. So I agree with you on that. But what I'm saying is, I don't live in Detroit. I can't be there to see if there's workers recommissioning those factories. So I agree with you since I can't see it with my eyes. But what I will say is that plant that they built here for Panasonic to build chips here in Kansas took about a year and a half to build, dude. Like, it's not like it's just like, oh, well,
a year and a half to build. Guess what? What president did they do that under?
That was under Biden.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he's doing what he's supposed to be doing.
Look, no. But Jay, I'll tell you this. That's the one. And look, and I tell people that all the time. That's the one thing he did right.
No, he did a lot of things. You just weren't aware of it, man.
No.
Look, dude,
no.
Clearly,
no.
Look, Ray. I have full, and I'm not a fucking fan of somebody that was an architect of the crime bill. I'm not a fan of this.
I know you're not.
But I can admit when somebody did something good, just like when it comes to Obama. I can call out the fault and the positives of somebody because I don't fuck with either party. That's the beautiful spot that I sit in. I have no allegiance to none of these motherfuckers. I have no allegiance. Trump right now has not done nothing good. And if you want to say,
what about securing the borders?
Hold up. Grace. I want you to remember, you said secure the border. The Republican Party criticized Obama for deporting, and he deported more immigrants than anybody else. I remember history. Hold on. But guess what, Ray? He got criticism from the right for that.
100%.
I remember history. I'm not gonna have somebody say it's okay for you to slap a motherfucker, and then they slap him, and then their guy come in here, next guy come in here, and say no, he shouldn't have slapped him. I understand America plays politics.
No, I agree with you. But what I'm saying is, like, considering, like, I got flown out for the inauguration. So, like, I was there. Like, I actually know how shit works there.
You shouldn't have went to that.
Oh yeah, it was great. It was wonderful.
I would have been honored to go.
Yeah, on the Kansas GOP ticket. On Kansas GOP ticket. How about that, bro?
Do it up,
Jay, let him talk.
What I'm saying is, the way that y'all think politics are played is 100% not real. And I agree with you, Jay, for not fucking with either party, because honestly, it should be about policy anyways. My vote for him was for policy. I am not necessarily a fan. I'm not on a team because I'm going to make money either way. I made a bunch of money under Biden. It didn't affect me. But y'all went broke. I did.
You didn't vote for him for policy. You didn't vote for him for policy.
100%.
And she had some?
Have a policy.
No.
What are you talking about?
What policy did you vote for Trump for?
Okay, wait. We're getting off track. Tariffs. Let's talk about the history of tariffs. Taxes on imported goods, have a long history evolving from revenue-generating tools to instruments of trade protection, negotiation. Initially used to fund governments, they later served to shield domestic industries, and more recently employed as leverage in international trade disputes. Come on, guys, look at the unbalance. In 2024, the total value of U.S. trade in goods with China was $583 billion, over $500 billion, guys. So $143.5 billion in U.S. export to China, $438.9 billion in U.S. in imports from China, resulting in a $295.4 billion deficit. The math ain't mathing. We've been a bunch of suckers to China, which I agree, we created the monster, and the rest of the world, but Trump wants to take its mouth off the titty. America wants to stand on its own.
Grace, real quick question. There's a scenario the scenario that you're putting out right now. Remember when we talk about relationships? It's a girl that goes out, fucks with a thug, lays on her back, and has a baby by the thug, and then turns around and complains about the thug she had a baby by. That's exactly what you're arguing about. That's exactly what you're arguing right now to defend America. Because America went out, found a fucking country that didn't have shit, and said, bitch, I could get some money out of y'all by making shit easily over here. Let me go do that. And now you're mad that the motherfucker goddamn getting you back.
So
he's taking his shit back. He's not allowed to take America back?
No, Jay, you're
ahead, Ray.
Jay, I agree with you, but you're making it sound like the country is this amorphous thing, and I understand that you have this. There's like the ruling class. No. But what I'm saying is, we literally had a group of people that voted for this shit because they put the people in power that did this. The people voted for that. It wasn't our generation. But no. So when we get to this part to where we got to do this shock and awe shit to like right the ship, it's because the people before us voted us into a position to get cheap stuff. It's exactly what I was saying earlier. They were like, hey, we can get this for dirt. Let's just go ahead and do this. The issue was they had those manufacturing jobs. They had those pensions. They had all those benefits and entitlements, and they voted them out after they bought up all the property and had the resources. So they did it to make themselves rich. So when we talk about, oh, you're messing up the economy, you're not retired yet. I'm not retired yet. We're still going to work. The only people that are actually affected right now are people who are day traders, that are full-time traders, that aren't good at it and can only do it when the market's easy and everything's going up, or people who are retired who made this situation happen themselves anyway at the expense of the youth. You do not run a country.
They got 401ks.
100%, but you're not retired. You're just you're looking at a number that
my dad has that, man. I have family that have 401ks, and it's fucking them up.
Voted for cheap shit. My mom, my dad voted for cheap shit. Yes, they did.
Right. What I'm saying is, at the end of the day, and a lot of people need to realize this, and this is why I'm look. When I saw them people storm the Capitol on January 6th, there was a little bit in me that was happy. You know what I'm saying? There was a little bit in me that was happy because it reminded me of the Tea Party. Like when motherfuckers dump England shit in the goddamn shit. I'm like, okay, maybe these motherfuckers finally catching on to some shit, because this country has always been ran by a top 1%. It's always been that. It's always been. But we got so many dummies underneath that keep taken advantage of. They will cut off their nose to spite their face. They didn't put Trump in office for no fucking policies. Anybody that says that is a goddamn fucking lie. You didn't put him in there for policies. You put that motherfucker in office to fuck somebody else up because you felt bad about, you didn't like somebody else that was an American around here. You thought he was going to harm somebody. You thought he was going to take something away from them. That's why you put him in office. You didn't vote for him because you thought he was going to do something great.
Hey, it's beautiful out here. I don't need to take shit away from anybody, bro. What I don't want is people getting traffic from the Quick Trip down the road or getting snatched up out of Walmart parking lot because we have a bunch of illegals here. Well, no, I'm taking the illegal immigrants away from this
but other administrations before that, they were doing it too, and it just so happens that now under Trump,
and I agreed with that too.
Marcus,
hold on a second.
Can I just say this last point? And I'll shut up. If we really want it, and I'm talking about for Republicans and Democrats, if we truly wanted to solve the illegal immigration problem, you know the easiest way to solve it? Lock up the motherfuckers that hire them. They never do. They'll go to a chicken plant. They'll go to a Purdue plant and take all the immigrants out and ship them out. They won't fucking lock up the CEO. They won't lock up the boss that's on duty. They won't do none of that. These people only come here because they know they have an opportunity. America don't give a fuck about illegal immigrants. It's just a useful tool to use every time elections come around. They don't care about immigrants. They know they need them. They don't care.
If the issue, I agree with you. The problem is, in all honesty, you know what? I wouldn't care about the illegal immigrants that just come here to work and have a peaceful life. I wouldn't care about that if it wasn't for what trails behind them. If it wasn't for the fact that you'll have MS-13 members that come up here that are 13-year-old children that will yeah, we do. Yes, we do. Jay, my mother was a detective, bro. Like, I actually am intimately involved. I know that
Google
very well.
Google it right now.
Oh, Lord. Okay, while he's Googling that, let me go over my notes, guys.
What do you want me to Google for you?
Go ahead. Google the percentage of crime that's committed by illegal immigrants. Crime committed by illegal immigrants.
Versus Americans, I'm not even going to Google that because it's a non-starter argument. What I'm saying is, whatever percentage that is, it shouldn't happen at all.
Dude, that's like somebody choking on a fucking goddamn peppermint.
No. That's like someone choking on a peppermint that someone threw in their mouth. You shouldn't have thrown it in their mouth in the first place. It shouldn't be there.
Once again, they only come here because there's an incentive. So deal with the Americans that give them the incentive to come here.
No, I agree with you. I actually agree with you on that. I agree with you on that because of the knock-on effect.
Fentanyl is only here because Americans are buying that shit. Think about it. All the problems that we complain about, we fucking facilitated.
I agree with that. But
We
you know what's funny? Jay,
May I
I'm really
interject
surprised at
after
your
Ray?
angle that you gave on that, because what you should have said is what I say all the time. Whenever I get into those conversations about when the government actually put drugs in the hood. Oh, all you got to do is just not buy it. That's an actual legitimate argument. If they're going to go that way and say, "Oh, you guys shouldn't have done crack."
Can I say something?
But that will not solve the
guys,
problem.
guys, let Marcus say something.
In front of a baby, one baby's gonna grab.
Marcus, let Marcus say something.
Yeah,
Go
I'll
ahead,
say something too. During Biden's administration, especially in the last year, they reported that there was about over 250,000, if not almost 400,000 children, trafficked and missing, quote unquote. And under Trump's administration that came in the second time right now, I will. They have found at least.
Anything Trump does has to be rebutted. Everything has to be.
I'll just let me just get it out. Jay, I know Jay. Let me just say it. I got you, big dog. I just let me get it out, and then y'all can come throw spears at me later. Come throw knives at me later. Please don't shoot me though. Please don't shoot me. But from what the reports that I was reading, the numbers was that he had found at least over 120,000 to 140,000 kids of those that were lost or misplaced during Biden's administration in the last year, especially. So it looks like he's trying to do his part and clean up and save as many of those kids too that being trafficked. Also, illegal deportations have gone up. They had actually finally put people in El Salvador from MS-13. There was just that one hiccup that happened with that one guy who happened to be an American prisoner. One in a rarity of a million chances that happens, and it's never really happened ever. Unless they want to, unless they need to get
for straws.
Unless they need to get extradited for whatever reason to another country for another crime they probably committed, which wasn't the case. It was just a fuck up. It was an error.
Man, he would deport Americans to another country.
No. That was an accident though.
But the problem is the thing that we have to
support American citizens.
Okay, guys, we're getting off topic. This is not about illegal immigrants. Let's bring it back. Let's bring it back.
We on the money.
Trump is telling the world enough is fucking enough. Okay? He wants the United States to stop being so dependent on other countries and wants the let me speak, please. It wants the United fucking States of America to build, to assemble, grow food in the United States. He wants to bring back manufacturing, maintain independence. It's just a tool in the toolbox. It's not going to get fixed overnight. You guys want everything. It didn't get fucked up overnight. It's not going to get fixed overnight. But because it's Trump, let me finish, Jay. Come on, let me finish. You've taken over the conversation.
I want you to hammer a nail in backwards.
What do you mean? You can rectify problems. You can fix shit. We fucked up. My dad used to say that USA stands for us stupid assholes. We were stupid. The fact that we've allowed China to buy farmland around military bases is asinine to me. We're stupid sometimes because we're money hungry and we're greedy and we're bullies. I can admit that to you guys. But now it's time for change. Nothing changes if you don't change nothing. There were many changes in the last administration. But there was a lot of fraud. There was a lot of scam. There was war. I mean, come on, guys. For peace sake, the United States, we are the consumers. And if we're not buying from China and other countries, those goods are going to be sitting there. And they're going to be hurting. There's already factories in China crying. That's why they coming now and telling everybody that all this shit is fake. The more countries that invest in the United States, the higher the GDP is for us. China needs us because we are the ones that buy their products. And if nobody's buying their products, they're not making money. So what, Jay? Some of us are going to be hurting. Some of us are going to get fucked up. It's going to get worse before it gets better. That's why I've been telling people for months, unite. Don't wait on no government to settle your life. Don't wait on nobody. Unite, stock up, and arm up. And get ready.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to quote you, JVJ, but you always said this too, and you're like the second person I ever heard to say it.
It's so comfortable and titled.
Not everybody's gonna make the boat. You're good. Not everybody's gonna make the boat, correct? And there's gonna be winners and losers at the end.
There's gonna be leaks.
That's correct. You're right. Everybody's not gonna make the boat, man. Everybody's not gonna make the boat.
You don't think I'm nervous? Like today, I usually pay $7 for the Uber ride that I usually take. It was $16 damn today. But you know what? I might not buy that prime rib next week. You got to make adjustments. Instead of buying the sour cream out the tube because we're so fucking spoiled, we might have to buy it now out of the tub. Okay? Eat less. Drink water instead of Gatorade. I stopped buying Gatorade for my son. I mean, it's just like, come on, guys.
Fuck your shit up and you adjust, nigga. Like, look, when they
I'm ready to go. I'm ready. I'm an American, and if I gotta do something to protect my son, and if I gotta die to protect my son and my son's kids, I'm ready. But you guys are so scary.
Grace, I'll say this.
I want change.
Look, most Americans say, okay, yeah, but change don't mean that it's gonna be good.
Exactly, but change is a change. You gotta make a move, even if it's the wrong one.
No,
but I'm willing to make a move.
No, you wouldn't tell your son you gotta make a decision, even if it's the wrong one, would you?
You gotta make a decision. You can't be a lump on the log. You can't be indecisive. You can't sit there like, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do?
Grace, you know I fuck with you. If your son had two choices in front of you, two choices right there. You would tell him, look, you got to make a choice, even if it's the wrong one. You wouldn't tell him.
You got to make a choice, but the point is, you got to make a choice. That's the point.
Grace. This is the problem, though. This is the difference between the people who are at the top and everybody else. You are not going to move forward in life without making mistakes. Now, you go, the way that this should work is you go through, you look at you're going to be able to navigate with. We were in a space where something was going to have to be done either way. Something had to be done. Now, if your base logic, hold on, wait, JVJ. Your base case for logic is if we do anything, we can't make a single mistake. We gotta just go in here. Any change that's made, we can't make any mistakes. You end up making no decision. That's what you said. That's your logic.
No, that's not my logic. That's not my logic. Like, y'all acting like somebody got to make the right choice every time. You don't know what the right choice is until hindsight.
But you got to make a choice. That's what I'm trying to tell you, Jay.
But you make a calculated choice. Just like, okay, guess what? The rest of the world is falling dead from this goddamn disease. The smart decision is to be like, man, I'm going to shut my country off from getting this disease in here. Nah, this motherfucker said, nah, bitch, that shit ain't real. And then millions of Americans died. But y'all forget about that, right? All y'all.
No, we didn't forget about that.
No. But okay, so let's fast forward.
About it.
Let's fast forward then. Okay. So he lied. You know who else lied? Fauci. So
no, hold on.
Walking around.
All right, guys, we're getting off topic. We're getting off topic.
You took something experimental, and now you don't know what's going to happen.
Somebody dying. Look, you gonna disregard somebody lying in millions because it's the same issue that I had with.
You're gonna disregard trust the science and then the science.
Get back to tariffs.
No, I'm fine with that. I'm gonna give Fauci his blame. You're gonna lie. You're gonna disregard somebody lying about something that costs millions of lives, and then you're gonna fucking turn around and say, well, this motherfucker lied about something that could have saved lives that didn't do nothing.
No, well, the lie was giving people ivermectin.
No, ivermectin was that shit that Aaron Rodgers then was promoting.
No. What I'm saying is there's literally a retirement.
That came from the right.
100%. No, what I'm saying was it worked, though. They literally had a retirement home. You can Google it since you like to Google stuff.
I Googled it. It didn't work. Okay. It was there was no substantial evidence that proved ivermectin was an actual good treatment for COVID.
But we also found out vaccinations didn't do shit either. So where we at?
It actually did save lives. That's why they still produce it.
No, it didn't. And
it did.
You guys are walking time bombs. Your hearts are going to stop.
Hold on. I want you to realize something, Ray. I didn't get the shot because I believe that my immune system would fight that. Now, guess 100%. What? I don't believe either fucking side, but I wasn't gonna sit here and say that when I'm seeing people drop and I caught it 3 fucking times that it wasn't fucking real, and I wasn't gonna listen to these motherfuckers Yeah, I called it 3 times because I was
Ooh.
around a bunch of motherfuckers that believe the same shit y'all believe. No,
You're
that
not talking
shit
about
real.
herpes. No
It's
herpes.
like the
I
flu.
just-
It's the
I got
flu.
it
Go
once.
away.
I got it
It's
once,
like
bro.
the
And I
flu. So I'm around people that didn't even believe in washing their fucking hands because they listened to that guy.
Did they
listen
drink
to him.
bleach too?
Yeah, but this motherfucker said you can inject.
What does
bleach.
washing hands have to do with tariffs?
Exactly. Can we get back to that? Thank you, Marcus.
Okay,
Thank you, Marcus. Y'all drop a cash out for Marcus. Okay? And then Marcus, you hand it over to me, boo boo. But
Jesus. We're talking about, I get it, the whole eggs. I was on with the whole egg shit, but now we got to talk about the shot.
no, we
Like,
went to eggs, we went to race.
Jesus.
I mean, we went to a lot of shit. I just
Trafficking.
want people to know, don't panic, guys. You know, relax. The shit's no. Well, if you want to panic in a way, then this is how you panic. You stock up, you arm up, and you get your family together, and you be ready so you don't have to get ready. Like one military dude told me, make sure you got your bug out bag. You know, and you already know, you're military, Jay.
Grace, can you highlight John, what's this guy's name? Titi? John Tite Kweku, whatever.
Hold on.
Botched it. I'm pretty sure I botched it.
Oh, my John from Africa?
I got it.
Okay,
I got it.
He said Donald Trump's economic policy focused on several key areas. Tax cuts. Trump implemented significant tax cuts through the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, reducing corporate tax rate from 35% to 21%. Ray, can you back that up?
Yes. Yeah.
I mean,
so, but
Exactly.
within that tax act, there were also tiered tax cuts for everybody else. Also, like we always talk about the corporate tax getting cut. Tied in that bill was tax cuts for like there were tiered tax cuts for everyone
For 4 years, theirs was permanent.
Yeah. Whose was permanent? Hold on.
my thing is, guys,
Corporation was permanent. The ones for the citizens
then why they're doing the whole thing right now because they're trying to extend it. What are you talking about? And they're like, no, we don't want to extend any of it.
The tax cuts for the people, the American people, not the corporations. They're trying to lower it for the American corporations even more. The ones for us expired. You can Google it. You talking about Google, right?
Okay, but did you also know that Trump is trying to cut out income tax, replacing it with tariffs, which means that's more money in our pockets as Americans. So that's not good either?
What that motherfucker claim he's trying to do. I judge people by their actions, not by their words. Because he is a slick talker, Grace. You got to admit. He know how to talk.
Yeah,
he say some nice things. So
I can admit that he's from New York. I'm from New York. I can admit that, but you also got to learn to filter shit out and have some common sense.
Look,
Again, are we waiting for a government and one person to dictate how you're going to carry accordingly in your life? I mean, you should have some type of accountability and responsibility for your own life.
Grace, you know me. You know my biggest thing is I don't depend on no fucking body.
I'm not saying you, Jay. I'm saying overall.
My ultimate message.
Okay.
I was like,
you were right. You were right, Jay.
I know. I know. I research all this
Hey,
shit,
that's
man.
the first thing you said that you was right about. Leave me alone.
Everything else.
But that's why we're having the conversation, guys, amicably and staying on track. This is about tariffs.
No bullshit. Last time me and what you call it talk, he was probably one of the most straight up, transparent guys. Everybody else was on that bullshit. He kept it straightforward. That's why when you say he was gonna be on the night, I was like, man, that's what I'm talking about. I'll fuck with him. Because look, if we disagree, we disagree.
Yeah.
If we disagree, we disagree. But no bullshit. I'm just being honest, man. Like when it comes to the guy, the tariffs and all this woo shit. And Grace, you know how I stand. You done fuck with me for long enough. I don't want to give a fuck about none of these. We all know politicians lie. And I don't want to hear nobody coming in and saying Trump's not a politician. You can't be a motherfucking president of the United States and not be a politician. So stop that shit. You're a fucking politician. We had a first term to actually look back at. The problem is, it's kind of like when people had that conversation about Michael Jordan and LeBron. They romanticize what Jordan did.
Oh my God.
Don't do it. Don't do that.
Dude, I got to because that's what people are doing. We got a lot of fans out here. We got a lot of fucking fans. And you know how when you have super fans, they don't give a fuck about what facts say. They know what's in their fucking head. And when it comes to this guy, we got a lot of super fans. They don't
Michael
care.
Jordan is the GOAT.
Wait, hold on. You're not gonna have super fans without having super haters too, though, correct?
Fine, you can have guess what?
Oh
Haters
god.
won't fame super fans. The dude told you ahead of time before you even got elected the first time. I can shoot a motherfucker on Fifth Avenue and them bitches will quit me.
Oh, you know what's funny? Hold on. He's the same guy who took a shot and he became the 50 Cent of presidents. So he came back.
It ain't take no
Oh my god. JVJ, you fucking get it.
JVJ, you go ahead and get your tinfoil hat, bro. Take your hat
on some real shit.
tinfoil
On some
in
real
there,
shit.
ain't it?
On some real shit
All
for
right,
somebody
guys, hold on. It's commercial time because we need some support because y'all driving me goddamn bananas, but I love y'all. But let's see if they can drop a cash bag. Hold on a second. Give it a second. Support the channel, like, subscribe, and share. Make sure you guys follow all the great content creators on the panel as well. And you know, it may seem like we getting into it, but this is how we do it over here. Okay? But this is what I wanted. I wanted the dialogue. I wanted people to learn other perspectives because we can't just be like a horse with blinders. We got to be able to be open to things. We really are.
I don't know who's worse, JVJ or Canadian born. I don't know who's worse.
Now, I'm being dead serious with you, Marcus, man. Like, no bullshit, though, bro. Like, for real. Like, because people on the right are big conspiracy theorists. If you go back and watch that video, bro.
Well, people on the left are big conspiracy. Hey, but it says it goes on both sides, like you said. It's on both sides then. So is it a stalemate? Oh, my.
The biggest supporters of the green energy policy are now the same ones
climate change
fucking up Teslas. And let me tell you something, guys. I work for the insurance. Let me finish. I work for the insurance industry, and y'all don't realize that he's got money for his business, money for his dealerships, and money for his cars with insurance. So when you guys see your car insurance go up, you think about all these wonderful people messing up these Teslas and stuff, because at the end of the day, it's gonna hurt the consumer. Okay? I mean, can we not have, you see how we're having conversation? Why do we have to destroy cars? What was that?
Because they mad they can't afford them.
No.
Afford them, bro.
No, I'm being dead ass serious. Like, no bullshit. Fuck them Teslas, bro. Like, for real. A lot of y'all that's fucking big on Tesla, like, dude, BYD needs to be in the United States.
BYD's affordable.
I just use that as an example, so we don't have to go down the Tesla rabbit hole now. I just use that as an example.
I'm just saying, but you need to know about BYD. BYD is actually the electric vehicles that we need in the United States, but they're gonna do their best. Bet money you won't see a BYD in this motherfucker during Trump's fucking presidency.
Like, y'all hate on Elon Musk, but Elon Musk was the one that got some astronauts that was fucking stranded for months. Elon Musk is the one that sent Starlinks to North Carolina when people couldn't. Oh yeah, you guys can sign up on FEMA on the internet. Excuse me, what internet? We don't have anything here.
I think, and honestly too, though. Come on, JVJ though. Wasn't Jeff Bezos the same guy who was trying to do some publicity stunt by shipping those women up to space? And then they didn't even go They didn't even go to fucking stratosphere. They didn't even go even to fucking orbit. They didn't go to orbit. Oh my god.
Dude, you must not know that, like, going to space has, like, people don't really truly know what space is. All you gotta do is go outside the Earth's atmosphere. So when these motherfuckers make all these claims, I went to space, bitch, that ain't nothing but less than 20 miles up.
Well, you better go talk to Katy Perry. You better go talk to Katy Perry and Gail and what's her name? Gail King.
Dude, you think I give a fuck about what Katy Perry talking about?
Yes.
I don't give a fuck about
and Gail King. And Gail King.
Definitely not no Gail King. Now
tonight.
I ain't gonna lie. I like Katy Perry. I like her music and shit. But I don't trust. Look, dude, I'm not one of these people that
sound like such a liberal now.
I'm being dead serious with you. I'm not one of these people that listen to motherfuckers that's in front of a fucking camera like they fucking famous. Like I tell people all the time, if they see me on here and I blow up on YouTube, bitch, don't look at me like I'm no goddamn guy. Bitch, I'm a regular ass dude. I go outside, I goddamn fucking fight. I come in the house and I take a shit and eat, just like you do. Bitch, I'm just a regular ass motherfucker. People be goddamn deifying motherfuckers because they see them on a goddamn camera. And that's crazy.
Man, do a live stream from the toilet then, fool.
Okay, leave it to the same guy who's sparking up a cigarette. Leave it to the guy who's sparking a cigarette right now, and he wants to bring up Jordan and LeBron. Wow.
Not now, because we'll get sucked in. I'm actually going to go around. Hold on, let me change it. I'm actually going to go around the thing, and we're going to do final thoughts.
Just let me do my explanation for that. The reason I brought up that explanation is Trump is Jordan in the game when it comes to politics, because people are deifying things and they really need to look back.
That's a great compliment, by the way. That's a great compliment.
Okay, wow. I don't give a fuck. The argument is you really need to look back and actually see what the fuck you're deifying. That's the argument. You can deify him like
and the argument is that I was not going to go further in what was already going on. I had to get off of a losing team. Okay, I take my chance with this team.
Correct.
He was already on that team, and that team was losing. Then you jumped like somebody else voted against.
No. The previous team was the Sacramento Kings or whatever else bust team that was. The Detroit Pistons, whatever they were. Now this team is winning.
When Trump came in, he was up here with the economy, and when he left, he was down here. And don't blame COVID, because that motherfucker knew it was coming. That shit was here.
They all knew it was coming. You think so? He's the only one involved in this.
But guess what? He knew it was here 3 months before it actually hit, and he didn't tell your ass. That's your guy.
And your guy was saying that he was legit and didn't have dementia, but he tripping all over the place, and he getting lost. He dropped an ice cream cone today. He couldn't even hold his cone today. He couldn't lick it right.
Jay about to say he's not on a team.
I don't fuck with Joe Biden. I'm trying to tell you.
But you keep fucking with Donald Trump. Can we just move forward? I'm doing what y'all men do to us women. Can we move forward from this?
It's true, Jay. Stop gaslighting her, Jay. Stop gaslighting her.
How much time are we going to speak about yippity yap? What's happening right now? What's going to happen in 2-3 months, 1 year, 3 years, 4 years?
I'm going to say, I wanted to say this too. Why can't we just wait till the end of the administration and then list your pros and cons for each administration? Just wait till the end of the administration. Wait till the end of the administration, JVJ. Just like you like to focus on LeBron's tail in your career, go ahead and just wait and list your pros and cons. Because clearly he's done some pluses, and so he's done a few minuses. Fair. That's how you want to look at it? That's fair. That's fine.
No.
Have you proved?
Guys, the next conversation we're going to have on either Trump Tuesday or Trump Thursday, we're going to talk about women in sports and locker rooms and stuff like that. So get ready for that one. Okay, get ready for that one, especially all that have daughters and sisters and aunties. But we're gonna do our final thoughts, guys. Okay. I just want to say thank you. I feel that I have accomplished what I wanted to do. Is the fact that we got the dialogue. Whether Jay is on level 20 with this, Ray is on level 2, I'm on 7, Mark on 8. We were able to get together. Got a little spicy. But let's go around the corner. Ray, I'm going to leave you for second to last with me. Okay. Jay, with everything that we spoke today, final thoughts.
Jay or
and
Ray?
Thank you for coming, sir, and supporting me.
Jay or Ray? Who you said?
Jay. JVJ.
Oh, that's terrible. You should have made Marcus go first. But either way, though.
I know why you said that. I know why.
Freak. I think Jay's a control freak out low key.
I'm the one opposition. Make Marcus go first, so I can be at least in between.
No. Now he wants to fit the quota. All right, I'll go first. I'll be the sacrificial lamb if he wants me to go first.
Marcus, darling, go ahead.
Yeah, great show, great stream. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for having me, Grace. Shout out to Ray. I know you got to put up with a lot of that, virtual verbal landing that a Canadian born never admits to landing his plane when he's speaking on another panels. I know it's like him in a novel or saying the testaments in the beginning. And then, shout out to you, Ray. Shout out to JVJ. As much as you want to, put, just you want to always do this, but I don't know why. But, I appreciate you. I respect it. I respect your opposition. Hey, man, clean yourself, please. It's nasty. and just take care. Support all these content creators. They have great takes. They have great perspectives. And just, keep it respectful. It's a conversation. It's passionate. And just, hit the notification bell, like, share, subscribe, hit the Cash App, PayPal, all that stuff.
Thank you, Marcus, for coming. Thank you for always moderating. I love the fact that my people be like, yo, hold up. Thank you for coming, Marcus. Go ahead, JVJ Network. Let's talk JVJ. Go ahead. And don't forget the JVJ Network too. So go ahead. What say you?
Man, look, we just got 5 minutes. Look, I'm pretty sure everybody that watches this live stream know where I stand. So look, man, if you fuck with me, on my perspective. But come check the channel out. Let's talk with JVJ, JVJ Network, JVJB Game, and all that whoop stuff, man. Just come over to Let's Talk, and y'all find all of it. You only got 5 minutes, so yeah, you only got 5 minutes, so we got to wrap it up.
I know
quick.
we're gonna go over.
Stop playing Call of Duty on easy mode too. Stop playing Call of Duty on easy mode.
You bitch.
Lord. Ray, I just want to say thank you for coming. Thank you for dealing with the abuse. I appreciate you, but you added much value. And the one thing I do appreciate is your response time. Okay, I really do appreciate that. What say you? Go ahead and say your final thoughts.
First off, I really appreciate you having me on your show. I want to give you your roses because people apparently don't give roses when they're supposed to. What you're doing is so important, and like your voice in this space and your perspective and your passion about what you're doing is important in this space. We need to start having these conversations. I think I really appreciate JVJ, not his perspective and not agreeing, like, and the way that he brings his points. Cause like, you know what I'm saying? Google it. Like, it's great. But we got to stop using, and I'm coining this tonight. It's called time language. It's Trump, insults, guilt, and a need to be right. Like we gotta be able to hit these points, because it is important, because regardless of who's president, it affects us all. The debasement of the dollar affects us all. Inflation affects us all. We're all in this together, regardless of what team we believe that we're on. There are actually no teams. It's like us, the citizens, and then what they're doing in Washington. And that's one of the reasons I respect JVJ when he says he doesn't fuck with either party, because neither do I, even though people consider me aligned with one side versus the other. It's just one side wants to have the conversation and send me to Washington, and the other, I have a few politicians on the Democratic side from here locally that'll interrupt their schedule to have a meeting with me, but like they don't want to talk to me. So like, you talk to who?
3 minutes.
Again, Ray, thank you for coming. So with that being said, I really hope that my mission here tonight was accomplished here, and hope that people have better understanding of Trump and why he's doing what he's doing. I am a bit nervous, absolutely. Everyone at one time or another feels leery of change. But let's not forget, let's remember that nothing changes if you don't change nothing. This is not a Democratic thing or a Republic thing. It's an American thing. Freedom over corruption. Guys, we don't even make our own nuts and bolts. We're going to depend on, like Jay said, on the enemy or Ray to build our weapons. Freedom is not always free, guys. Did everyone forget what happened during C-19? Did we forget how it disrupted the flow of goods coming to the U.S.? Appliances, ammunition, baby food. I was hustling baby food at the grocery store in the trunk of my car. Yup, absolutely. Lumber, yeast. Things that you wouldn't even realize, but you got to make, because people were home more. They were baking more. I mean, it's bigger than you, me, and JVJ. It's going to get worse before it gets better, guys. Short-term pain for long-term gain. So with that being said, guys, thank you for coming. I really do appreciate y'all. I want y'all to comment, watch the replay, and we can still keep talking about it, because my guys are going to be in the comments if you guys comment. And the next Trump show, we're gonna talk about women in bringing in men in women's areas. So bring your A game with that shit, because I'm very passionate about it, because I was a basketball coach for 19 years. I'm myself as a woman, and we're gonna talk about it. So guys, again, thank you for coming. And let me go ahead and hold on. Let me set up my little thing here, and we out. Give me a second.
I guess.